Pause for a moment before taking your next sip of water, because one of the most common health habits after the age of 60 may not be working the way most people think. Millions of older adults make a conscious effort to drink more water every day. They carry water bottles, set reminders, and follow the advice they have heard for years. Yet many still struggle with low energy, cold hands and feet, occasional dizziness, brain fog, and signs of poor circulation. The surprising part is that these problems can continue even when a person believes they are staying well hydrated. The reason has less to do with how much water is being consumed and more to do with what happens inside the body after the age of 60. Water remains one of the most important things your body needs to survive and function properly. It supports your organs, helps transport nutrients, regulates temperature, and keeps your blood moving throughout the body. Nobody is saying that water is bad or that you should stop drinking it. In fact, the opposite is true. But there is an important detail that many people never hear about. As we grow older, the body begins to handle water differently than it did decades earlier. This change is gradual, which is why many people never notice it happening. One lesser known fact is that the natural feeling of thirst becomes weaker with age. Many adults over 60 simply do not feel thirsty as often, even when their bodies need fluids. At the same time, the body tends to hold less water than it did during younger years. This creates a situation where mild dehydration can quietly develop without obvious warning signs. Adding to the challenge, circulation also changes over time. Blood vessels gradually become less flexible, making it harder for blood to move as efficiently through the body. These changes may sound small, but together they can have a noticeable impact on how a person feels each day. In today's video, you will learn why plain water may not always provide the hydration support your body needs after 60. You will discover the simple hydration trick that many people overlook, how it may support healthy blood flow, and why some older adults report feeling more refreshed when they make this small adjustment. We will also uncover several common hydration mistakes that could be working against you without your knowledge. Most importantly, we will reveal the real factor that determines whether your body can make the most of the water you drink. Make sure you stay with us until the end, because one of the final lessons in this video is often ignored, yet it may be the most important piece of the entire puzzle. It has nothing to do with expensive supplements or complicated routines, and it could completely change the way you think about hydration after 60. So the real question isn't whether you're drinking enough water, it's whether your body can actually use that water effectively. Welcome to the channel. If you enjoy learning simple, practical ways to support your health and stay active as you age, be sure to subscribe and join our growing community. Now, let's get started. As the years pass, many changes take place inside the body, and some of the most important changes are the ones we cannot see. One of those changes involves the way blood moves through the body. During younger years, blood vessels are generally more flexible. They can expand and contract more easily as blood travels from the heart to every organ, muscle, and tissue. This flexibility helps maintain healthy circulation and allows oxygen and nutrients to reach the places where they are needed most. After the age of 60, however, this process often becomes less efficient. Blood vessels naturally begin to lose some of their elasticity. They may become stiffer than they once were, and this can affect how smoothly blood flows through the circulatory system. This does not happen overnight. It is usually a gradual process that develops over many years. Because the changes are slow, many people simply assume that certain symptoms are a normal part of getting older. They may notice that their hands feel colder than they used to. Their feet may stay cold even when the room feels comfortable. They may find themselves feeling tired more often even after getting a full night's sleep. Some people experience moments of dizziness when standing up. Others struggle with concentration and describe it as brain fog. These symptoms are often blamed entirely on aging, but circulation can play a much larger role than many people realize. Think about what blood does. Every second of every day, it carries oxygen from the lungs and delivers it throughout the body. It transports nutrients that cells need to function properly. It helps remove waste products and supports countless processes that keep us alive. When blood flow becomes less efficient, even slightly, the effects can sometimes be felt throughout the body. Oxygen may take longer to reach certain tissues. Muscles may not receive the same level of support they once did. The brain may not function at its absolute best when circulation is less than ideal. The result can be subtle at first, but over time, these small changes may begin to affect daily life. Another factor that often goes unnoticed is hydration. Many people think of dehydration as an extreme condition that only happens during hot weather or intense exercise. The truth is that mild dehydration can occur much more easily, especially after the age of 60. One reason is that the body's thirst signals become less reliable. A younger person may quickly feel thirsty when fluid levels start to drop. An older adult may not receive the same strong signal. The body can be asking for fluids while the mind remains unaware of the need. This is important because hydration and circulation are closely connected. Blood contains a significant amount of water. When the body does not have enough fluids, blood volume can decrease. This means the heart may have to work harder to move blood through the body. Even mild fluid shortages can influence how efficiently circulation functions. Many people spend years dealing with fatigue, sluggishness, and other symptoms without ever considering that hydration could be part of the picture. There is another interesting detail that often surprises people. The body is incredibly intelligent when it comes to survival. When resources become limited, it prioritizes the most important organs. The heart and brain receive attention first because they are essential for life. Areas farther from the center of the body, such as the hands and feet, may not always receive the same level of blood flow. This is one reason cold hands and cold feet can sometimes appear when circulation is not functioning as efficiently as it could. Low energy is another complaint that becomes common after 60. Many people assume it is simply a consequence of aging. While age can certainly influence energy levels, circulation should not be ignored. Every cell in the body depends on oxygen. When oxygen delivery becomes less efficient, the body may feel less energetic. Tasks that once felt easy can seem more tiring. Activities that used to require little effort may begin to feel more demanding. Brain fog can also enter the picture. People often describe it as a feeling of mental sluggishness. They may forget small details, struggle to focus, or feel as though their thoughts are moving more slowly than before. There are many possible causes of brain fog, but circulation and hydration are two factors that deserve attention. The brain is an organ that requires a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients. Supporting healthy blood flow can play an important role in maintaining mental sharpness. Dizziness is another symptom that deserves consideration. Some people notice brief moments of lightheadedness when getting out of bed or standing up from a chair. While dizziness can have many different causes, hydration status and circulation are often part of the conversation. Even small fluctuations in fluid balance can influence how the body responds to changes in position. The challenge is that these symptoms are easy to dismiss. People become accustomed to them, they adapt to feeling slightly tired, they learn to live with cold hands, they accept occasional brain fog as normal, yet in many cases, the body may be sending signals that deserve closer attention. This brings us to an important question. If hydration matters so much, why do some people continue to experience these issues even when they drink plenty of water every day? After all, many older adults make a genuine effort to stay hydrated. They keep a glass nearby, they carry a bottle throughout the day, they remind themselves to drink regularly, yet the results are not always what they expect. The answer begins with the simple fact that many people never hear. Water does not work alone inside the body. It is essential, but it is only one part of a much larger system. The body relies on a delicate balance of fluids and minerals working together. Drinking water is important, but hydration is about more than water itself. One way to think about it is like a delivery system. Water is the vehicle, but the body also needs certain minerals to help direct where that water goes and how it is used. These minerals are known as electrolytes. Although the word may sound technical, the concept is actually very simple. Electrolytes help regulate fluid balance throughout the body. They assist with important processes involving nerves, muscles, and hydration. When electrolyte balance is out of sync, the body may not use fluids as efficiently as it could. A person may drink large amounts of water and still not feel fully hydrated. This is one reason hydration can sometimes feel more complicated than simply filling a glass and taking a few sips. Many people are surprised to learn that drinking excessive amounts of plain water in a short period is not always the ideal solution. The goal is not simply to consume as much water as possible. The goal is effective hydration. The body needs the right balance so that fluids can move where they are needed most. This becomes especially relevant after 60 because aging can affect fluid regulation. The body may respond differently than it did during younger years. Certain medications can also influence fluid balance. Lifestyle habits, diet choices, and activity levels all contribute to the equation. That is why some older adults begin exploring a simple hydration method that has gained attention in recent years. It is not expensive. It does not require special supplements. It does not involve complicated routines. In fact, the entire idea revolves around adding two simple ingredients to a glass of water. The first ingredient is a very small pinch of mineral-rich salt, not a large amount and certainly not enough to make the water taste unpleasant, just a small pinch. The second ingredient is a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. At first glance, this combination may seem almost too simple to matter, yet there is a reason many people find it interesting. Mineral-rich salt contains trace minerals that can contribute to electrolyte intake. Lemon adds flavor and provides naturally occurring compounds that many people enjoy as part of a healthy diet. Together, these ingredients create a drink that some individuals report feels more satisfying than plain water alone. Supporters of this approach often say they feel more refreshed after drinking it. Others describe feeling as though the water is more effective at helping them stay hydrated throughout the day. While individual experiences vary, the basic idea is straightforward. The goal is not to replace water, the goal is to support hydration balance. Of course, it is important to understand that this approach is not appropriate for everyone. Certain medical conditions require special attention when it comes to sodium intake. Individuals living with kidney disease, heart failure, or conditions that require sodium restriction should always consult their healthcare provider before making changes to their hydration routine. What works for one person may not be suitable for another, which is why personal medical guidance remains important. For those who can safely use this approach, the appeal often comes from its simplicity. No expensive powders, no complicated formulas, just a small adjustment that aims to support the body's natural hydration processes. And what makes this topic even more interesting is that many people focus entirely on how much water they drink, while paying very little attention to how effectively their body is using that water once it enters the system. That distinction may be far more important than most people realize. At this point, a reasonable question begins to emerge. If proper hydration matters so much, how exactly could it influence blood flow? The answer starts with understanding that blood is not just a collection of cells moving through the body. A large portion of blood is made up of water. When fluid levels are balanced, blood can move more efficiently through blood vessels and reach the organs, muscles, and tissues that depend on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients. This is one reason hydration is often discussed as an important part of overall circulatory health. Think about circulation as a transportation system that never stops operating. Every second of the day, blood is delivering oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. At the same time, it is carrying nutrients that cells need to perform their daily tasks. Whether it is the brain helping you remember a name, the muscles helping you stand from a chair, or the heart working continuously without rest, all of these functions depend on a reliable flow of blood. Water plays a major role in helping that process happen. When the body becomes even mildly dehydrated, blood volume can decrease. This does not mean a person suddenly becomes seriously ill, but it can mean that circulation becomes less efficient than it could be. The heart may need to work harder to move blood through the body. Some people may notice that they feel more tired. Others may feel less mentally sharp. Some may simply experience a general sense of sluggishness that is difficult to explain. This is why staying properly hydrated is often viewed as one of the simplest ways to support healthy circulation. Another important point is oxygen delivery. Oxygen is essential for life. Every cell in the body depends on it. Blood acts as the delivery service that transports oxygen to tissues throughout the body. When hydration supports healthy blood volume, it may also help support this delivery process. The goal is not to create dramatic expectations. No glass of water can instantly transform circulation or reverse the effects of aging. However, Maintaining proper hydration gives the body one of the basic tools it needs to function effectively. Nutrients travel through the bloodstream as well. Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and countless other compounds move throughout the body using this transportation network. When circulation functions efficiently, these nutrients can reach the tissues that need them. This is one reason why hydration is often described as a foundation of health rather than a special treatment. Foundations are not always exciting, but they support everything built upon them. This brings us back to the simple combination mentioned earlier. The small pinch of mineral-rich salt and the squeeze of lemon are not presented as miracle ingredients. They are not magical substances. They do not cure disease. They do not instantly open blood vessels or erase decades of lifestyle habits. The reason people discuss this combination is much simpler. It may help support hydration balance, and hydration itself plays a role in supporting circulation. Lemon is particularly interesting because it contains naturally occurring plant compounds that researchers continue to study. These compounds are often associated with overall vascular health and antioxidant activity. While lemon should not be viewed as a medical treatment, it has long been included in healthy dietary patterns around the world. Many people enjoy the taste, which can also encourage them to drink more fluids throughout the day. Sometimes even small habits that increase fluid intake can make a meaningful difference over time. It is important to keep expectations realistic. Modern health culture often promotes quick fixes. People are constantly searching for one food, one supplement, one exercise, or one secret that will solve every problem. The reality is usually less dramatic. Good health tends to come from many small habits working together over long periods of time. Hydration is one of those habits. Supporting hydration may support circulation, but it is not a replacement for proper medical care, healthy eating, physical activity, or sleep. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that a single solution can compensate for everything else. Someone might drink a healthy beverage in the morning and then spend the rest of the day making choices that work against their circulation. This happens more often than many people realize. The first common mistake is waiting until thirst appears before drinking water. Many older adults rely entirely on thirst to tell them when they need fluids. The problem is that thirst signals often become weaker with age. A person may already be mildly dehydrated before they feel the urge to drink. This is one reason many health professionals encourage older adults to pay attention to regular hydration throughout the day instead of relying solely on thirst. A simple example helps illustrate this point. Consider two individuals. The first person drinks small amounts of water consistently throughout the day. The second person ignores fluids until feeling very thirsty and then drinks a large amount all at once. Even if both consume the same total amount by the end of the day, the first approach often supports steadier hydration. The body generally responds well to consistency. Another common mistake involves timing. Many people drink very little water during the day and then attempt to catch up in the evening. They realize they have not consumed enough fluids and begin drinking large amounts before bed. While the intention is understandable, this approach can create new problems. Frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom may interrupt sleep. Poor sleep can affect energy levels, recovery, mood, and overall health. Hydration works best when it is spread throughout the day rather than concentrated into a few late night hours. The third mistake is ignoring electrolytes completely. Some people hear the word electrolyte and immediately think of sports drinks. Others assume electrolytes are only important for athletes. In reality, electrolytes help regulate fluid balance in everyone. This does not mean every person needs special products or supplements. It simply means that hydration is not only about water. The body relies on a balance of fluids and minerals working together. The fourth mistake involves processed foods. This is an area that often receives less attention than it deserves. Many processed foods contain large amounts of sodium, sugar, unhealthy fats, and additives, while offering relatively little nutritional value. A diet built heavily around processed foods can work against overall cardiovascular health. It may also contribute to fluctuations in fluid balance that leave people feeling less than their best. Many people are surprised when they begin paying closer attention to food labels. Sodium can appear in places where they least expect it. Sugary snacks and highly processed meals can become regular habits without much thought. Over time, these patterns may influence how a person feels day after day. Choosing more whole foods such as fruits, vegetables, legumes, lean proteins, and healthy fats often supports overall health in ways that go far beyond hydration alone. The fifth mistake may be the most common of all. Sitting for long periods without movement has become a normal part of modern life. People sit while watching television, they sit while reading, they sit while working, they sit while traveling. Hours can pass with very little physical activity. The human body was designed to move. Muscles play an important role in helping blood return toward the heart. When movement decreases, circulation can become less efficient. This does not mean everyone needs intense exercise. Even simple activities such as walking, stretching, gardening, or standing up regularly throughout the day can help support healthy circulation. Many older adults underestimate the power of small amounts of movement performed consistently. They assume only strenuous workouts matter. In reality, regular movement often produces benefits that accumulate over time. A short walk after meals, a few minutes of stretching, standing up every hour. These actions may seem insignificant in isolation, but their effects can add up. This leads to what may be the most important point in the entire discussion. It is a point that many people overlook because it is not flashy. It cannot be packaged into a bottle or sold as a shortcut. Yet it often determines whether healthy habits succeed or fail. The real secret is consistency, not perfection, not extreme effort, not complicated routines. Consistency. A person who drinks water regularly, moves their body daily, gets reasonable sleep, and eats balanced meals will often see greater long-term benefits than someone searching endlessly for quick fixes. This is where trust becomes important. Honest health advice should acknowledge limitations. No drink can overcome a complete lack of movement. No hydration trick can compensate for chronic sleep deprivation. No special ingredient can erase the effects of poor nutrition day after day. The body responds to patterns. It pays attention to what happens repeatedly. Daily hydration matters because it supports the body's normal functions. Walking matters because movement supports circulation. Healthy meals matter because cells require nutrients to function properly. Sleep matters because recovery happens during rest. Each habit supports the others. Many people spend years searching for the perfect solution while overlooking the power of simple routines. The truth is that the body often responds best to basic habits performed consistently over time. Small actions repeated every day can gradually create changes that feel surprisingly significant months later. And now for the most important thing many people miss. As we come to the end of today's video, one message stands above everything else. Water remains one of the most important things your body needs, especially after the age of 60. But as you've learned today, hydration is not always as simple as drinking more and hoping for the best. The body changes with age. Thirst signals may become weaker. Circulation may become less efficient. Blood vessels may lose some of their flexibility. Because of these natural changes, the way your body uses water can be very different from what it was decades ago. That is why paying attention to hydration becomes even more important as the years go by. For some people, supporting hydration with a small amount of mineral-rich salt and lemon may be a helpful addition to their daily routine. Not because it is a miracle solution, but because hydration works best when the body has the balance it needs. At the same time, it is important to remember that no single drink can replace healthy daily habits. Real health is built through consistency. It comes from drinking enough fluids throughout the day, staying active, eating nutritious foods, getting quality sleep, and making small choices that support your body over time. Many people spend years searching for dramatic solutions while overlooking the simple habits that often make the biggest difference. The truth is that lasting improvements rarely happen overnight. They happen one day at a time. One healthy choice leads to another. One small habit becomes a routine. And before long, those simple actions begin to add up in ways that can improve how you feel, move, and live. If there is one thing to take away from today's discussion, let it be this. Your body is always responding to the choices you make every day. Even small adjustments can have a meaningful impact when practiced consistently. Sometimes the biggest health changes don't come from doing more. They come from doing simple things a little smarter, If you found this video helpful, take a moment to give it a like and share it with a friend or family member who could benefit from this information. And if you're passionate about staying healthy, active, and independent after 60, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. We have many more practical health tips, healthy aging strategies, and science-backed insights coming your way. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Take care of yourself, stay hydrated, stay active, and we'll see you in the next video.